You're standing at the gate, confident that everything's set until a quiet announcement changes everything. Suddenly, your seat's been reassigned, your carry-on's flagged, and your refund denied. None of it feels like your fault, but somehow it is. Behind every cheerful airline ad is a strategy to make money when you make mistakes, or even when you don't. Today, we're unpacking the real airport secrets airlines use to trick passengers. Subtle, legal, and designed to catch you off guard. If this helps you fly smarter, hit like and subscribe. Let's dive in. Number 1, refund request dead zones. Airlines quietly use timing loopholes to deny you a refund even when you're technically eligible. It's 11:52 p.m. You've just realized you booked the wrong date for your flight, and the departure is still 2 weeks away. You rush to request a refund thinking you're well within the grace period, but the screen flashes coldly. Non-refundable. Policy expired. Here's what happened. Most airlines advertise a 24-hour refund policy, especially for tickets booked directly. What they don't make obvious? That 24 hours means calendar hours, not business hours. And that refund window sometimes starts the moment your payment is processed, not when you receive your email confirmation. Worse, if you book through a third party, even one that looks official, you might fall under different refund rules entirely, and airlines will point fingers to avoid helping you. Some passengers also get caught in the overnight trap. Book a flight at 11 p.m., think you have all next day to cancel, but the 24-hour countdown ticks down while you sleep. Why it matters? Missing this window means you're stuck with a flight you don't want, or you'll have to pay a steep change fee even if the ticket was only booked hours ago. Tip: always screenshot your exact booking time, check your airline's 24-hour rule, some now exclude basic economy, and avoid booking late at night if you're unsure. Time zones count too. Number 2, seat selection traps. Some airlines now charge for free standard seats and make it hard to avoid. It's a slow-moving check-in line at JFK. A couple traveling together reaches the kiosk, excited for their long-awaited vacation. But the screen flashes. Seats not selected, a sign now to avoid random placement. They hesitate, then pay 50 Aggies just to sit together. What they didn't know? The seats they paid for were standard seats that used to be free. Here's the trick. Airlines have started making basic seat selection feel like a premium add-on even when it's not. You're shown a map filled with red paid seats and just a handful of grayed-out free ones at the back. But those free options? Sometimes they're not selectable at all, either because the airline withholds them or marks them unavailable until check-in. So you panic. You think you'll end up in a middle seat or worse, separated from your family. That fear pushes you to pay. But here's the reality. Many of these held seats become available for free at check-in, and airline systems are designed to auto-group passengers on the same reservation, even without paying. Worse, some travelers have reported paying for seat selection only to find their seat changed at the gate, with no refund. Tayapi. Unless it's a full flight or you need special accommodations, skip seat selection until check-in. Watch for basic economy disclaimers that restrict it entirely and never assume that red means you have to pay. Number 3, carry-on crackdowns. The size limit hasn't changed, but how they enforce it just got sneakier. It's 6:15 a.m. at Denver International. You've made it through TSA, coffee in hand, carry-on rolling behind you. You're at the gate, early, relaxed, until you hear your name on the loudspeaker. Passenger Martin, please approach the podium. You walk up. The agent gestures to a metal cage. Can you place your bag here for sizing? Your suitcase fits on every other trip, but this time, the handle's too tall by an inch, and that's enough for them to tag it for paid gate check. $75 due now, or you don't board. What changed? Airlines have quietly shifted their carry-on enforcement to the gate, not check-in. It's strategic. Once you're past security, emotionally and mentally committed to the flight, you're far less likely to argue or turn back. It becomes a pay or miss your flight situation. Even worse, some carriers now rotate random spot checks to appear fair, but the goal is revenue, not regulation. The sizing bins used at gates are sometimes smaller than TSA's, and overhead bins vary wildly between aircraft. It's like a game of roulette with your luggage. Tip: Know your airline's exact carry-on dimensions, they differ. And don't trust universal suitcase tags. Soft-shell bags help. If asked to size check, remove the top handle or wheels if collapsible. And most importantly, never gate check electronics, medications, or valuables. Number 4, flight change fee waivers that aren't. Airlines promise no change fees, but bury new penalties in the fine print. It's a Tuesday afternoon, and your plans just shifted. No big deal, you remember the ad. Change your flight with no fees. You log into the airline app, tap Change Flight, and your jaw tightens. The only available options cost $320 more, and the cheaper flights you saw earlier, gone. You didn't realize that no change fees doesn't mean no extra cost. Here's the trap. Since 2022, many airlines have promoted flexible booking with zero change fees. But in reality, they removed the flat fee and replaced it with inflated fare differences. You're not paying a change penalty, but you are paying whatever they want to charge for the new seat. Even worse, some airlines hide cheaper flights during the change process. You won't see basic economy options even if they were available during regular booking. And once you change flights, the new ticket may become non-refundable or non-changeable again, even if your original was flexible. Some travelers also don't realize if you booked using miles or points, change flexibility can mean losing your reward redemption entirely or getting stuck with a partial voucher. Tip: always take a screenshot of alternate flights before starting the change process. If the new fare is too high, call the airline. Phone agents can sometimes access fare classes the app hides. And remember, no fee doesn't mean no cost. Number 5, bait and switch boarding. Why you're suddenly boarding last, even when you paid extra. It's boarding time at gate B17. You're holding a priority boarding pass, paid $39 for it when you booked. But now, 5 other priority groups are called before yours. Early access, elite silver, co-branded card holders, families with kids. By the time they reach your group, the overhead bins are already full. You're confused. You paid extra, so why are you boarding almost last? This is a classic bait and switch tactic. Airlines sell the illusion of early boarding, but quietly expand the number of groups ahead of you. Your Group 2 used to mean second on board. Now it might mean 7th. Worse, even non-paying passengers can leap ahead if they hold a partnered credit card or have loyalty status, sometimes earned from a single hotel stay. Your paid perk just became meaningless. And when overhead bins fill up, gate agents often force last boarders to check carry-ons, which means you not only paid for early access, but may now lose your bag access and risk it getting damaged or delayed. Some airlines even rearrange boarding zones on the day of departure, meaning what you saw when booking no longer matches reality at the gate. Tip: if overhead space is your goal, skip the paid upgrade and simply arrive at the gate early. Stand near the boarding lanes before they call your group. And know that having a branded airline credit card might give better boarding priority than paying a la carte. Number 6, short connection shenanigans. Booking systems approve illegal layovers that guarantee you'll miss your flight. It's 8:27 a.m. in Chicago. You just sprinted from gate C9 to gate F18 with your backpack half-zipped, shoes loose, and breath short. But as you round the final corner, the door is shut. Gate agent shrugs. Final boarding was 2 minutes ago. You had a 42-minute connection. The system approved it. So, why weren't you warned? Welcome to the world of legal minimum connections, a hidden metric airlines use that often doesn't reflect reality. While their systems technically allow a 35 or 40-minute layover, they don't account for gate changes, delays on your first flight airport size, looking at you, Atlanta, security rescreenings at international terminals. It's worse for international to domestic transfers, where customs lines can eat 30 minutes alone. But many airline websites and third-party tools still sell these tickets because shorter layovers look cheaper and more convenient, driving bookings. Here's the trick. If you book the flight separately and miss the connection, you eat the cost. But even on a single itinerary, some airlines won't fully rebook you if the first flight wasn't delayed enough to trigger protection. Tip: always Google your airport's average connection time. For domestic to domestic, aim for at least 1 hour. For international, give yourself 2+ hours minimum. If your system auto-books a tight layover, call and request a safer gap before confirming. Number 7, Real ID Confusion Games: How Airlines Use the Real ID Deadline to Shift Blame to You and Upsell Travel Documents. It's 5:20 a.m. at Tampa International. You're halfway through TSA when an agent frowns at your driver's license. "This isn't compliant," she says. You panic. You thought you had until next year. Then comes the frustration. The airline let you book without warning, but now you're stuck, or forced to scramble for backup ID you don't have. Welcome to the Real ID confusion. The federal Real ID mandate, delayed multiple times, is finally becoming real for many passengers in 2025. Yet airlines don't always make this clear at booking. Some travelers only find out when they check in, or worse, when they're denied at the gate. Even more frustrating? Some booking systems upsell travel protection or document services tied to Real ID confusion. You'll see pop-ups like "Worried about ID compliance?" Add document support for $29, which offers no real help. Behind the scenes, airlines quietly benefit when you miss your flight due to ID issues. They may charge rebooking fees or issue partial credits instead of refunds. And because it's a government rule, they shift the blame entirely to TSA or Homeland Security, even if they didn't warn you during booking. TIP: Check your license today. Look for the gold or black star that marks Real ID compliance. If yours doesn't have it, bring a valid passport, and don't rely on airline apps to flag this. They rarely do until it's too late. Number 8. Silent auto cancellations. If you skip one leg of a flight, the rest disappears without warning. It's a sunny afternoon in Phoenix. You're at the airport boarding a new flight to visit family. But when the gate agent scans your ticket, there's a pause. Then she looks up and says, "Your reservation's been canceled." You're stunned. You had a confirmed round trip. What happened? Turns out you skipped the first leg of your flight a few days ago because you drove instead. Harmless, right? Not to the airline. What most passengers don't know is that airlines operate under a no-show voids the itinerary policy. That means if you miss any segment of a multi-leg flight, even intentionally, the system automatically cancels the rest of your reservation. No call, no refund, no warning. Some passengers try to save money using throwaway ticketing, booking cheaper routes with extra stops and skipping final legs. Airlines hate this and have built algorithms to detect it, flagging accounts and even revoking frequent flyer miles. But here's the kicker: even honest travelers can get caught. You might miss a leg due to weather, traffic, or personal reasons and still show up for your return trip, only to find it vanished into thin air. Tip: if you must skip a leg, call the airline in advance. They may be able to adjust your itinerary without triggering an auto cancellation. And never assume your return flight is safe just because it's been paid for. Airports are stressful enough without hidden traps set by the very systems you trust. From refund loopholes to carry-on crackdowns, from boarding zone illusions to silent cancellations, many airline rules aren't there to help you. They're designed to protect profits, not passengers. But now, you know what to watch for. Next time you fly, double-check that Real ID. Don't pay for a seat you don't need. Watch those tight layovers. And never assume silence means safety, especially with your booking. What surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you want to fly smarter every time, subscribe and stay ahead of the game.